as Abingdon huddles. Looks like they've got Odell back in the ball game. Odell is the tight end. They've used him primarily as a blocker. 6'2", 225-pounder. He's a junior. They'll line him up. Let's see here. They're sort of still huddled up a little bit. Where he lines up, they usually go. Gate City in a 6-man front. 2 splits to the left-hand side. Booth in the shotgun. They're going power left-hand side. They've got all the beef over there, and they're going to give it to Lucas, who's going to try to cut outside, but Gate City stops them. Great play by the Blue Devils. Great play by the Blue Devils. Coach
Houseright's up out to the 10-yard line trying to get the officials' attention.
So they stop the clock. It's 3rd down and 4. 1:07 left in the game. Gate City out of timeouts. If Abingdon gets a first down, they control the clock. They can control the game pretty much to the end. A Gate City stop here forces Abingdon to either go for it or kick a field goal, but the clock will be running. There won't be any time left, possibly if, depending on when the player is down. What a game this week. Wow. Back-to-back weeks as
Joe, you can't really do that in a game like this, but it almost would work in Gate City's favor if Abingdon's going to score if they do it quickly. And then Gate City would have a little bit more time on the clock. Of course, I would just assume there'd be an interception or a fumble right now.
Right. Yeah, a little botch snap would be pretty nice. Snap it over the head of the quarterback would be pretty nice. So, ball will be placed on the left-hand hash mark. Again, that's the side the closest to us. They're going towards the scoreboard, and they are 9 yards away. It is 3rd down and 3. As we mentioned, Odell he's to the right-hand side. They're power to the right. And snap to Booth. He's going to give it to him. Lucas up the middle, and he's going to go down. He's got enough for a first down, and they're on the 3-yard line. 1:02 left. Once they place it, the clock runs. Play clock is at 30 seconds. The big clock is at 55.
And nothing Gate City can do about it.
They've got to stop them here.
Last week they got the big interception. Let's see if they can make something else happen again.
Tomlinson.
Joe, they got a wide receiver again, wide open for Abingdon. No one picked him up.
As they're going to stop him short of the goal line.
Wow.
They gave that one to number 44, Eli Ratliff, and he goes up the middle. He got 2 yards, and he's on the 1-yard line with 23 seconds left.
Joe, again, River Carter lined up the wide receiver for Abingdon, and no one was on him. If the Abingdon quarterback had just looked to his right, there was no one within 20 yards of him.
Of course, inexperienced quarterback for his first start.
Gate City, though, has got to start watching that. They've got to start making the defensive sets.
Of course, Tomlinson was supposed to be guarding him. He sort of walked up playing that run. I mean, they went all out on it and held Abingdon out. So Abingdon on about the 1-yard line. 1.5. We'll try to back him up as far as we can.
23 seconds to go.
Gate City out of timeouts. Abingdon has 2, I believe, now. It says 3 on the scoreboard, but they just took 1. All right. So, Gate City has to hold them here. They're about the 1.5-yard line on the left-hand hash. Booth in the shotgun. Power to the left-hand side. Gate City walks up 8. They're going to give it inside to Lucas, and he's going to go into the end zone for a touchdown for Abingdon. Kind of a delayed call, but anyway, he got in the end zone with 19 seconds left. Abingdon now leads 34-28. as Griffith will drop back to try to kick the extra point and see what happens here. Abington, the snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. Abington leads by 7, 35-28, 19 seconds left.
Gate City has shown this season already the ability to score quickly. That's what they're going to have to pull out of their helmets right now.
35-28, 19 seconds left. And we'll see what happens. Again, if you're Abington, you probably want to kick it short. You want them to eat some clock up and not give them the opportunity, because then they have no timeouts.
Well, if they kick it short, Gate City just needs to call for the fair catch.
Yeah, stop the clock. So unless they have a Music City Miracle called up here, that they'll throw it across the field and take it down the field. So, all right, Chris, you got a couple scores maybe?
I do. Dobbins Bennett starting to stretch it out a little bit over Bearden. They actually got a safety and then a touchdown. They lead 26-7. Greenville up 49-0 on Union County. Chilhowie now taking care of business in Norton. They lead J.I. Burton 38-12.
I'm surprised that I've seen coming through here Honeacre and Castlewood. Castlewood, was pretty much, written off after that big loss to Patrick Henry last week. They're pushing Honeacre, and they've got a 3-point lead. Wow.
Union also now has come alive. They have a 13-3 lead over Richlands.
Richlands, I think, kind of what we talked about last week. They've had opportunities. They've missed a couple extra or field goals, and they've not been able to cash in for touchdowns. So, and I think that we both called this one on the picking panel. The Rebels from Sullivan South with a 21-6 lead.
Yeah, they're all over Granger County right now at the end of 3.
We will see Sullivan South here next week, next Friday night. Gate City will be hosting the Rebels from Kingsport. Again, game time set.
Colonial Heights, Joe.
Well, I call them Kingsport.
No, Colonial Heights.
So it'll be 7 o'clock kickoff again. Our pregame will start at 6 as Abington will kick off. Looks like they will indeed probably pooch it, and they do. They kick it, and that's down right quick.
Well, it's not a fair catch, but close enough.
C.J. Hicks caught it. He was going to get the ground as quick as he could, and he caught it, and he was on the ground. So he's on the 30-yard line, 19 seconds left, and Gate City 70 yards away from the end zone.
Joe, regardless of the outcome of this game, we would have welcomed this score last year.
Oh, yeah. Well, and, Abington Abington being the largest high school in Southwest Virginia, and for us to be able to, and again, we'll pick up 5 yards here as looks like they broke the huddle with 12. So Abington will give us 5. Ball will be placed on the 35 now. First down and 5. Again, 19 seconds left. Abington with a 35-28 lead. So,
looks like a little confusion on the Abington side. The coaches will come out on the field now to try to set everything straight. Have they called a timeout?
Abington has called one of their timeouts. They've got one left, or that may be their last one. I believe that's their last one. So I think both schools are now out of timeout. So, got a couple more scores, looks like, coming through. Davy Crockett looking like they've opened up 34-7, and then
now they've taken the flag off. So we'll start back where we were.
First down and 10 from the 30-yard line. 19 seconds left. 35-28, Abington leads. But again, as we mentioned, Abington was the favorite. They're the biggest high school in Southwest Virginia. They've got one of the biggest rosters there is, and Gate City has played with them. They've had them here at Legion Field and had the lead. But that fourth quarter, kind of the undoing, as here they go. They're in the shotgun. Back to Reed. Reed's got it, and he's going to be pressured. He's going to go left. He rolls to the left, throws down the field, incomplete, intended for Carson Jenkins, and 13 seconds now remain on the clock.
Those defensive ends for Abington are crashing in, and Gate City's just not picking them up. I'm glad Reed could scramble because a couple of times he could have been hit for big losses and the clock run.
Well, and they've went to, I guess you want to call it their NASCAR package, if you will. They've put Martin Lucas at one of the defensive ends to create that pressure, and they've also put in number 44, Eli Ratcliffe, on the other side. So split to the left, split to the right. Reed in the shotgun as he's going to throw. Ball's out, and it's going to be down.
5 seconds to go in the game. I don't think Gate City's going to get set.
As
3, 2, 1. Joe, it's a ball game.
And unfortunately, the clock runs out on the Blue Devils. I don't think they're going to say that. End of the game. So, a great effort by the Blue Devils, but they come up a little short at home. It's 35-28, Abington with the win. We'll be back here with the James River Advisors post-game show here in just a moment. Again, your final score from Legion Field, Abington 35, Gate City 28. You're listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
Whether you're headed out to the game or if you're looking for something great to eat, stop by and see your friends at the Campus Drive-In just down the road from Gate City High School on Kane Street. They have a tremendous selection of breakfast, lunch, and dinner items, and they're open 7 days a week. Campus Drive-In has supported Blue Devil Sports for over 60 years, and once again, they are the proud sponsors of our halftime show here on Gate City Sports Radio. Please follow them on Facebook and place your call-in orders by dialing 276-386-3702. Again, that's 276-386-3702. Are you concerned about the ever-increasing cost of college education? Does it worry you about being prepared for this time in your family's life? If so, there is help in the form of James River Advisors. Your local office in Gate City is managed by Edwin Cox, and he is ready to take care of all of your needs. He believes in establishing long-lasting relationships with his clients based on trust. Edwin is ready to help you with your college planning, financial planning, investments, and much, much more. Give him a call today at 276-690-8014. Again, that's 276-690-8014. He's located at 122 East Jackson Street next to Dollar General in Gate City. James River Advisor, Inc. is a registered investment advisor. Information presented is for educational purposes only and not intended for the offer, solicitation, or sale or purchase of securities, investments, or investment strategies. Investments do involve risk, unless otherwise stated, is not guaranteed. Be sure to first consult with your qualified financial advisor or tax professional before implementing any strategy therein. Past performance is not indicative of future performances. 2 out of every 3 people will need an assisted living community at some point in their life. We here at Elmcroft of Johnson City want to help to guide you through the process and decisions and believe in you as a person, not as a number. If you do have questions and want to be treated with the value you deserve, we invite you to call or come to our location for a free, no-obligation tour and meal. To schedule a tour, call us today at 423-282-0280. That's 423-282-0280. We are located at 406 East Mountain View Road in Johnson City. You can check us out on the web at elmcroft.com. Elmcroft of Johnson City is an Eclipse senior living community.
You are listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
All right, we are back here live from Legion Field. Good effort by our Blue Devils. Again, taking one of the best teams in the region toe-to-toe for 4 quarters. However, right at the end, the Falcons edge the Blue Devils. The final score here is 35-28. Chris, what do you got stat-wise from the ballgame?
Calhoun wound up with 26 yards rushing. He gained all of that in the first half, according to what I had.
Kind of went away from him in the second half. You know, we talked about Lucas with Abingdon. They went away from him in the third quarter. And, of course, Calhoun never got it in the second half.
Yeah. Roten wound up, decent night for him. He wound up with 70 yards. Jenkins had 93, 56 of that off of his big play that he broke early. Reed had 16 yards, had Blanton with 22. On the receiving end, had Calhoun with 9 yards and Sally with the big 21-yard touchdown that actually put Gate City back into the game.